Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we'll be looking at the results from the Barnet League as well as looking forward to next week's fixtures. We'll also be previewing the first rounds of the London Sunday Challenge Cup and London Sunday Trophy. So let's get into the results then in the Barnet Sunday Football League, starting off with the Premier Division. Mehmetchik 3, the Wrongans 3. The Wrongans picking up their first point of the season. That's a big result for the Wrongans as well, because the first 2 weeks they got battered 8-2 or 8-3 against Zaza, and then they lost 8-0 I believe last week at home against Millwall Club de Football. So that's a real confidence booster for the Wrongans. Yeah, it was looking really bad after the first 2 weeks, but very good point against Mehmetchik, who are a team that you'd think would be up towards the top of the table. North West Wanderers 1, Heavy Hitters 2. Another good result for Heavy Hitters as well. Picking up a win after their win last week against Gal All-Stars as well. Very impressive away result there as well. So back-to-back away wins for Heavy Hitters. Highgate Albion 2, Gal All-Stars 3. Gal All-Stars also picking up their first win of the season as well. They lost to Olympia first week, and then Heavy Hitters the week after, and then Millwall Club de Football 3, Olympia 8. Olympia looking very good early on this season as well, especially against a team that won 8-0 the week before. Very impressive performance. Andrew Yasumi picking up 4 goals for Olympia on the day, and 3 wins from 3. Olympia looking very strong at the moment. Into the Championship, Hinton under 23s 5, Horizon 2. Hinton continuing their good start to the Barnet Sunday Football League season. North London Athletic 7, Showtime 3. North London Athletic looking very strong as well. They've got a very good team for this level, for a second division team. The team's looking very strong. Enfield United have started off fabulously as well. Believe it's 4 wins in a row in the league. 5-4 win over Supreme Athletic, and Comi Kabir fall into defeat against New World. Hasn't been a great start to the season for Comi Kabir, but New World have responded well after their front thumping against Enfield United in game week 1. They've come back and showed some great character in their recent games, and they pick up a win here. In Division 1, Inter Manresa 3, Highgate Albion Reserves 2. Highgate Albion Reserves, I believe, were 2-0 up in this game, and didn't put the game to bed. And Inter Manresa have got a lot of talented players and a lot of character to them, and showed it here. Come from behind victory, 3-2 win over Highgate Albion Reserves team, who are tipped to do good things. They've won a lot, as the fourths, and step up in quality this year for both teams, but Inter Manresa picking up a big win there. Continental 2, AFC Oakwood 6. Another disappointing result for Continental, and another good result for Oakwood. Very strong, especially in attack early part of the season. South Tottenham United 1, Trent Park 3. Good result for Trent Park. I believe their last league fixture they lost against Oakwood, so good bounce back for them. Well, they've lost 1 game this season. I believe it was in the league. Definitely in the league to Oakwood. Good bounce back result for Trent Park there. And then AFC Rose 6, PS Burrell Explore 0. Very good result for us. First half was a bit cagey. I made a couple of really good saves to keep us in the game, and then the second half we were just all over them like a rash. It weren't even like the first half they dominated. They just had some good chances in the first half, but their chances were really limited in the second half. I think I only made 1 save in the second half. We really dominated the second half. It could have been more as well. They were a decent team. Like, I don't think we would outclass them. I just think when it got to 2-0, the work rate changed, the kind of ruthlessness. It was a ruthless performance, I think, from us. And I think the first result of the season where we got battered kind of gave everyone a kick up the arse, and we've been better since. Obviously, the 2-2 draw and the win on penalties in the cup last week was a major improvement, and then this week again another major improvement. Into Division 2, Highgate Albion thirds, 4, North East Lions 1, Omonia Youth 2, Sopranos 3. Sopranos continuing at the top of Div 2 early on in the season. Pantera 2, Anatolians 1, and Underdogs picking up a 4-3 win over Real Menza. Looks like Underdogs will be a team that will have like one of the most entertaining games in the league this season. Yeah, they play some good football, and also the other team have a bit of joy as well in the games. But another good result for Underdogs. Division 3, NLR 2, North London Athletic Reserves 3. Good continued start to the season for North London Athletic Reserves in the league. Another good result there. Muswell Hill 2, Northumberland Park Rangers 0. North London Colts responded to their league smashing, and they also got battered as well, I think, in the cup by Fireside the other week. They respond well. 5-1 win over Armenian Youth Association. And Albany Athletic and AC Finchley paying out a 3-3 draw in the last game in Division 3. In Division 4, Nissy 2, Whetstone FC 2. Whetstone FC 2 up at half time in this one, so good comeback from Nissy. Camden Lock 0, EFNS 1. Cricklewood 1, Shentry Athletic 3. Northwest Wolves 3, Maidavere 2. And Roving Reporters putting 7 past Locomotive Thunder, 7-3 there. In Division 5, Coney Hatch Athletic 3, Atletico Grammar 0. Edmonton Rovers 2, Mill Hill Club de Football seconds 3. Late goal there, won it for Mill Hill Club de Football seconds. London Orient 3, New Barnet 2 as well. Rounds off Division 5. Another good result for London Orient. In Division 6, London Football School 2, Ammonia Youth 2. Underdogs Reserves also having an entertaining game, 7-5 against Nissy Reserves. AFC Trent 2, Racing Keeblers 2. And Noble Games 2, Royal Parthenope 7. Into the Veterans Division. The Veterans Division East, AFC Muswell Hill, Vets 0, Crouch End Vampires Vets 1. Continental 58, 3, Trent Park Vets 1. And Roving Reporters Vets 3, London Turkish Masters Vets 4. In the Veterans Division West, West London Vets 1, West London Casuals Vets 2, and Brickhouse Vets 4, Shibu Old Stars 3. In the Cup action, Fireside 8, Deportivo 0. Very tough start to the season for Deportivo. They lost, obviously, today to Fireside, not today, but at the weekend to Fireside 8-0. Sopranos have thrashed them in the league 6-1 as well. And they also went out the cup to EFNS 4-3, I believe. So, yeah, it's been a rough start for FC Deportivo. In the Veterans Cup, Alexandra Park Vets 3, Ivy Leaf Dolphin Vets 3. For some reason, it doesn't say who won on penalties. So we'll just go for 3 over there. So looking forward to the fixtures now. Premier Division, we have a full slate of games. Gow All Stars taking on Mill Hill Club de Football as well. Highgate Albion taking on Olympia. Park Rolls taking on Northwest Wanderers. And then we got a couple of rivalry games here. Heavy Hitters taking on the Wrong'uns. And Mehmetçik taking on Zaza in the Turkish derby. In the Championship, Komi Kabir taking on Supreme Athletic. Both teams coming off tight losses. Enfield United looking to make it 5 in a row in the league, taking on Showtime, who had that tough loss the weekend to North London Athletic. Horizon taking on North London Athletic. And then Barnet Borough looking to beat a Hinton team who haven't lost this season. In Division 1, old rivalry, Trent Park versus AFC Rose. We've played them, numerous times, won some, lost some, drawn some. So it's always an entertaining, well-battled game between two sets of teams. There's always, respect with Trent Park as well. AFC Oakwood taking on Southampton United. AFC Oakwood have had a very good start to the season, taking on Southampton United, who have had a mixed patch. They got the first win of the season on the first game week, and then obviously dropped to loss last week, but they'll be looking to bounce back. And then AFC Rose are obviously coming off the big win against us. Then they got thrashed in the cup to Inter and Razor, so they'll be looking for a better performance as they take on Fireside. In Division 2, Anatolians taking on Ammonia Youth in the only game in Division 2. In Division 3, AC Finchley taking on North London Athletic Reserves. AFC Muswell Hill taking on North London Colts. And Armenian Youth Association taking on Albany Athletic. Division 4, Northwest Wolves taking on Cricklewood. Reverend Reporters taking on Camden Lock. Shentry facing Locomotive Thunder. And Whetstone FC taking on EFNS. Division 5 sees Athletico Grammar taking on Radlett Town. New Barnet taking on Mill Hill Club the Football Seconds. And in Division 6, Royal Parthenope taking on AFC Trent. Monia Youth taking on Noble Games. Southgate Rovers taking on Racing Keeblers. And in the Veterans Division, East sees Alexandra Park Vets taking on Crouch End Vampires Vets. Trent Park Vets taking on London Lions Vets. And in Veterans Division West, Ivy Leaf Dolphin Vets taking on West London Vets. In the cup action, we'll go through the cup action in our other part as well, but we'll just run through the teams that are involved so you know what teams we'll be looking out for. So we've got Boss Jam versus Interman Razor. Continental are taking on Crayford Arrows. Sopranos travel to Limited Pros. Northeast Lions host Northern Eagles. Barillic Spore host Long Lane. Pantera host Dellanzo. Real Menza face Kamazi Strikers Mentivation. New World travel to Wenlock Arms. FC Deportivo take on Oakwood A. They're all in the Sunday Trophy. And then in the Sunday Junior Cup, Camden Lock Reserves take on Maida Villa. That's an all Barnet League affair. Nissy travel to Clapham Common. Enfield Albion host Balham Mariners. London Football School host Old Peppies. London Orient take on South Ballers. Northumberland Park Rangers host South London Peckham. AFC Cell are facing NLR. NLR taking on AFC Cell. And Nissy travelling to South City. In the Veterans Cup, London Turkish Masters Vets facing Shibu Old Stars. And AFC Muswell Hill taking on Alexandra Park Vets. So now we're just going to run through some of our London Cup ties. So we start off first game, Flyers Athletic of the Essex Corinthian taking on Supreme Athletic of the Barnet League. It should be a tough game for Supreme Athletic. They've started off not bad, but the results haven't been there so far for them. They've had tight games. Obviously had a tight game against Enfield United, who've started the season off very good. But Flyhouse Athletic are another, very good team, and it should be a tough afternoon for Supreme Athletic. I think Flyhouse will have too much for them. Brook Athletic making that step up. The boys obviously good relations with Brook Athletic. Obviously they support me and the channel, so big ups to Brook Athletic. And don't forget to watch their stuff as well, because it's very good. They're a very good team, play some very good football as well. So don't forget to after watching this video to check out Brook Athletic stuff. They're taking on Ball Talks. I can't remember what league they're in. I think they're in the Met League. They're definitely a South London team. They either play in the Met League or Westphal. It might be Westphal actually. But yeah, Bulltarks are a team that have been around for a long time. Brook Athletic step up this season. Sunday Trophy winners last season. I think they'll win this game. I think they'll win it. It'll be a good game though. You know, like we say with this, you're not going to get an easy game at this level. Mimicic taking on Critics. Will we be critical of their performance? Who knows? We'll have to see. Mimicic are a weird team though. They're a very weird team. Mimicic have got the ability to beat anyone in this London Cup field, but I reckon they could lose to someone in the Junior Cup field. Like Mimicic they're a weird team. It depends on who turns up and how they feel, stuff like that, because they've got a lot of really talented players. Taking on Critics from the Essex League, they should pick out the win. I believe that Mimicic will win this game. And then we've got Highgate Albion SFL team taking on Hendon United Sports Club. I always, get bad flashbacks when I see Hendon United Sports Club after they beat us in the London Sunday Trophy. They're a decent team, Hendon United, but Highgate Albion, obviously very well drilled, talented players, great manager. It should be relatively easy for Highgate Albion there. Hackney Borough taking on Heavy Hitters as well. Heavy Hitters will want to get another run going. They had a good run last season as well, got ended by Hatch Lane. I think it was in the quarterfinals, but a good run for Heavy Hitters last season. I think they'll beat Hackney Borough. I was about to say Haringey Borough. I don't think they'll beat Haringey Borough. They're a bit too much of a high level. But Hackney Borough, I believe Heavy Hitters should have too much for them. This is one of the more interesting ties in the first round. Enfield United, with a lot of confidence, coming into this game with a lot of confidence, but it's their first time at this level as well. They're taking on Spartans, who are, seasoned in this competition. Haven't really, troubled the big boys recently in this competition. Enfield United should be, going to this game with confidence. I don't think they'll be the favourites, but I believe they can win this game. Whether they do is another question. But yeah, with the way they're playing, and they do have a lot of talented players, I believe that they can, they can pull out a result here. Carpet FC taking on Palace Saint-Germain. Will it be a burn for Palace Saint-Germain against Carpet? I'm not sure. I think this will be another intriguing game as well. Two teams that, are kind of new to the Sunday Challenge Cup, but, have kind of earned their rights. I believe Carpet play in the Southern Sunday. Palace Saint-Germain are in, I think, the Orpington League. They have played in a few other leagues, but this should be a very interesting game. Two teams kind of on the up as well. And now two teams that are kind of very seasoned. Kenningwell United against Saha. Kenningwell obviously have a rich history in football, in Sunday League football. Taking on Saha, who they're just there. They've got a lot of very decent players. Kind of go under the radar in a lot of games. But yeah, this should be an intriguing game because Saha, have that ability to beat a lot of teams on their day. So it should be a very interesting affair. And this is one of the other ones that people will not look at. But this is a potential banana skin, I'm telling you. Zaza taking on Under the Radar. Like, people are not looking at Zaza in this game, but I'm telling you, Zaza are probably one of the best coached teams in this whole draw. And they have the players and the energy that if Under the Radar do not bring their A game to this game, they will find out that, what Zaza are about. Because Zaza are extremely energetic team, fast. They play good football. They play for each other as well. Under the radar, obviously, a fantastic team. Didn't lose in the league last season as well. Obviously, well coached. Great set of guys. Great set of players. Very talented. But sometimes, when you don't show up, ready for games like that, a team like Zaza, a team with a lot of young players, is going to punish you. And as they showed last season, they shocked Beatties in the London Cup as well. So they have that pedigree of causing an upset, and that should be a very interesting game. That's, for me, one of the ties of the round. Moving on, Hatcham's SFL team taking on MSL of Orpington League. MSL, I think, were in the London Sunday Trophy last season. They've been around for a while. Hatcham, a lot of good players, well drilled, good coach. Setup's good as well. Hatcham have that ability as well to go a long way. I think there'll be one team that you look at and think, if they get the right kind of luck in games and stuff like that, you wouldn't be shocked if they were in the last four final. Talking of finalists, last season's finalists, Olympia taking on Junction Elite of the Southern Sunday as well. I'm pretty sure it's Junction Elite's first time in the London Sunday Challenge Cup. They were usually in the Trophy, and then before that the Junior Cup. But a lot of talent in Junction Elite's team as well. Olympia, very well coached by Steve and I can't remember his name, Nicky, I believe. Very well coached team, very organised, tactically very good as well. Junction Elite, I know, have the talent, to cause Olympia problems, but Olympia at the moment looking very, very strong. Very, very dangerous in the league. They've won 3 out of 3, and won the games convincingly as well. So they'll be, confident that they can make another good run at this London Cup. Park Rolls taking on Hacks United. Should be a very interesting game. Obviously, last season we looked at Hacks United joining the SFL and thought, what the fuck are these guys doing here? But I'll tell you what, they showed up last season, honestly. They were the surprise of the SFL for me. They competed in every game. They actually got to the SFL Cup final as well. So they done very well last season, and they should be very proud of what they achieved. Park Rolls they've always been there. I think that Hacks United will probably have too much for them on the day. But we'll see. We'll see what Park Rolls team turn up. We've got DUA taking on London All-Stars. Again, first season for DUA in 11-a-side football. They've obviously got a lot of, talented players, talented young players. But we'll see how they translate from, 5-a-side football, to 11-a-side. SE Dons taking on old rivals Brixton in the first round. SE Dons, we've always said it, they've still got that monkey on their back that they haven't won the London Cup. I think eventually they will. Eventually, they'll complete the trophy cabinet of London Cup and National Cup as well. It's how far they want to go. It's how far, they, are willing to put in the work and stuff like that, because team-wise and stuff like that, they've got the talent. They've also got the support staff, the management, physios as well. Shout out Ali. Shout out to Don and Big G and stuff like that. Like, fantastically well-run club, set up to win everything as well. There's no fucking T or cross that hasn't been dotted or whatever. That's the fucking worst analogy ever, but yeah, the I's have been dotted and the T's have been crossed and all that shit. Like the team has been set up to win everything. You know, it's just about application in my books and whether they can go all the way. They can. I believe SE Dons have every chance to win the London Cup. Another team who has, you know, the ability to go all the way and who have gone all the way as well. Hatch Lane taking on the Wall, and this is probably the tie of the round in terms of quality. Hatch Lane obviously have a lot of quality, have that experience of winning, you know, the London Cup against the Wall team who, you know, have shown, you know, on their day they can beat everyone. They beat SE Dons last season in the playoffs. They've also caused, you know, a lot of problems. They've won stuff as well. You know, they can cause a shock here against Hatch Lane. Showtime taking on Beatties. It's been a kind of rough start to the Barnet League season for Showtime, and this is not the kind of team you want to be, you know, seeing in the first round of a London Cup. Beatties looking hungry this season as well. I believe the kind of fire has been relit because towards the end of last season it was looking a bit, you know, sketchy for them, but you know, Sunday football's a lot better with Beatties in it. FC Elmstead taking on Hammersmith Town. Hammersmith Town coming back, got a good win, you know, first week of the season against the Wall as well. A lot of talented players in that Hammersmith Town lineup. They're another team to look out for, especially if they have that full team as well. They've got a lot of, you know, very talented players in their squad. Trabzonspor UK taking on Highgate Albion, Barnet League edition. This should be a very challenging game for Highgate Albion. Trabzonspor back. Obviously got to the final a couple of years ago. Brought back most of the players as well. Added a few players as well. Yassin Ibar, one of those players as well. Very tricky winger. Obviously they're going to miss, I think, the quality of Warren Hughes and Louis Remy as well. You know, Louis Remy's a very underrated player in my books. He's done a lot of great things now since joining Highgate Albion. So it should be for me a challenging affair for Highgate Albion. But you know, they'll be very organised and stuff like that. You know what you get with them: organisation, you know, fight and stuff like that. That'll be in abundance there. Gow All Stars taking on Westminster Wanderers. That sounds like a kind of like alliteration battle there, but yeah, Gower on their day, you know, can beat anyone. I just sometimes with Gower I feel like, do they have that kind of consistent ability to kind of go on like a cup run? I don't feel like every single time they play a cup game they'll be, you know, on it and stuff like that. They don't have the consistency, but they're a good team as well, very well organised. But I think they'll win this game, but I don't see them going past maybe the third round for me. Horizon, Barnet League team again, taking on Joga Football Club. I believe they are from the Met Division. Should be a challenging game for Horizon. I know Joga plays some good football as well. So it should be a tough outing for Horizon. Crondall taking on Badoo. I have no idea where Crondall are from. Sorry, lads. I know Badoo are from the Hackney League. I know they played in the London Sunday Challenge Cup last season, lost to Highgate Albion in the first round. So we'll see what happens there. South London Ultras, I believe they're from South London, taking on the former winners Grand Athletic. Grand Athletic are just a weird team, really. Like, they've got so many talented players, but they just a lot of times fail to deceive, especially recently as well. But I still think on their day, Grand Athletic can, cause problems for most teams. Golden Eagles taking on Jam. Another South London affair. Should be a tight one. Another South London affair here is Clapham Rovers taking on Lusitanos. I think Lusitanos went past a couple of, rounds last season as well. So they'll obviously think they can get through, this tie against Clapham Rovers, who had a great game last season against SE Dons in the National Cup as well. And that proved they're no pushovers. Groundhoppers taking on Sporting Continental, my boys. I'd just love to see Sporting Continental win this game. I know, sorry, Groundhoppers. I know Groundhoppers actually follow me on Twitter, so sorry. If there's anyone else, I'd want you to win, but we need my boy Hugo to get a run in the London Sunday Challenge Cup, get him over to Barnet. And then Panda taking on Swag as well. Do you know what, though? Fucking props to Panda, because I thought they'd lose 8-0 to SC Dons, and they showed a lot of character in that game. So, well done to Panda for not losing 8-0. Respect. We're going to go on to the London Sunday Trophy games. FC Kawoya, who were in the London Sunday Challenge Cup last season, taking on Highgate Albion thirds. Fireside facing Barking and Dagenham Wanderers. Limited Pros taking on Soprano FC. Why are they limited? What limits them? I don't know. Continental taking on Crayford Arrows. AC Milano, who got to the final last season, taking on Mondial. FC Deportivo, who've had a really tough start to the Barnet League, taking on Oakwood A, who were very good last season. I think they either got to the semis or quarters, but they got far in this competition. R-Star FC taking on Boundary Estate. North East Lions taking on Northern Eagles. Croydon JFC, I think Croydon JFC as well, I think they got to the semi-finals as well. They taking on Kudos Athletic. Wenlock Arms taking on New World FC. FC Deptford taking on Blase Ballers. Cosmos United taking on West London Athletic. Pantera taking on Daglanta. Bosch Jam facing Interman Razor. That should be a fantastic first round game as well. Barillic Sport taking on Long Lane. And Real Menza taking on AFC Kumasi Strikers Mentivation. We've also got a few teams that have a bye. Abbey Mead, Addiscombes Casuals, Brockley, Burridge Blues, Docklands FC, Future Legends, Highgate Albion Reserves, Sampson Spore, Lambeth All Stars, North London Colts, Monia Youth, Rising Talents, Titans FC, Underdogs FC, and Yeni Bogazici. So that's the end of the show. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. And also, if you've got this far, put in the comments your picks to win the London Sunday Challenge Cup and the London Sunday Junior Cup. And we'll see you in the next video.